Hello guys, and welcome to episode number 54 of Minnows to Kings, back here in San Marino with SS Cosmos, where today we are taking on Olympic Marseille in a Europa League double header. It's going to be a very difficult double header for us. We are away in France for the first leg. A couple of games to talk about since you were last with us for the 2-0 win over Genk. We've taken on Fiorentino, beat them 5-0. Cooper Mazes bagged himself 4 goals in this game. We then took on Trey Penny and a 4-0 win in this one, with the goal scorers spread out. Cooper Mazes bagging 1 again. What that does do in the league table, it leaves us played 5, won 5, 15 points on the board with a plus 18 goal difference. We've got the 2 top scorers in the league, got the 2 highest average ratings in the league. Clean sheets, we've only got the 2 from those last 2 games, which is, as I've already said, disappointing. Anyway, today's game is going to be Marseille. We've got a couple of changes to squads due to injuries. Cisse is out injured. Benoit is suspended for this game. So we are going to be playing Caruso in goal. Held, Hedegaard, Brizzi and Adamoli is going to come in at left back for the suspended Benoit. We've then got Norito, Mazes, and we're bringing in Brignani in the centre of midfield. Jules Meyer is back from his injury. So we're going with Sabols, Martins and Meyer as the attacking 3. So that's going to be today's lineup. Of course, these players have not played much football, so match fitness is a little bit of an issue. There's a couple of players who I have agreed to sign. They are joining in January when the transfer window opens again. They're a couple of Portuguese players. One's one for the future, and one could potentially go straight into the starting lineup. Met there, especially the starting lineup guy. He had a minimum fee release clause, which we met. Meyer with the early free kick, which just comes off the top of the crossbar. That would have been nice to have taken the lead so early on. We are, of course, top of our group, courtesy of that win in Genk and the amazing comeback that we had against Braga. Marseille, I can see, being a very difficult tie, though, as they do get the ball into the box. Caruso somehow saves it. It was straight at him, but he did make a little bit of a meal of it. But now Marseille do have the corner. He's gone towards the far post, but Brizzi gets his head on the ball. But the clearance is only as far as Ramirez. Now Lamina. Ramirez again. And we have forced them backwards, which is good. And we've ended the highlight there as well. Of course, potentially looking for a draw in the Braga and Genk game. That would suit us very nicely. Maybe a Genk win, but no, that puts all 4 teams in a similar position. Dolberg, though. Now, I haven't got a clue. Ramuni, forward towards Ramirez, advancing down the left-hand side. He comes back to Ramuri, and Mazes cuts the ball out there. Mazes has been absolutely fantastic. He's been under transfer bid a lot in the last 2 weeks from Central Coast Mariners in his native Australia, of course. But we are not interested in selling Cooper Mazes. He is our best player. What a fantastic challenge there by Brizzi to deny a goal for Marseille there. And they have a corner as a result, which is going to be swung in again. It goes towards that penalty spot, but it's headed clear by Martins back there in his own penalty area, helping out. Now he's given offside. Cooper Mazes is increasingly coming under bid from Central Coast Mariners. They started off around about £20,000. The latest bid was £110,000, so you can see that they really want him, but we're not interested in selling, especially for £110,000. Maybe in the future, once we start getting into the millions, maybe, and we can get better players in, we may look to move him on then. But he's still a young man. He's not that far away from being homegrown for us. He is rated by our assistant as the highest ability player in the squad. So we're not interested, basically. The only thing that he does lack is consistency, really. We've got a VAR check for the goal for Marseille, and it's been awarded. I'm assuming it was offside that was the deciding factor. It's the ball in by under Ramirez at the far post there. You're not going to show us the offside lines? See how close it was? See if he's got a toenail offside or something. No, he's been kept on there by Hedegaard, unfortunately. So we do find ourselves 1-0 down now in France, which of course will move us out of the qualification places. Braga have taken the lead against Genk as well, which is not good for us. Can we get ourselves back into it though with Norito? Now Mazes again finds Mosu Martins. Yanis held, advancing down the right hand side, gets the ball into the boxes towards Sabals, who gets his effort in. It's not too far over, but it has gone out for a goal kick. Right, coming up to half time now, and Marseille are on the attack again with the throw in. It's Ramirez driving towards that byline, gets the ball into the box, but Caruso grabs the ball at the second attempt. Can we get ourselves advancing down the field now? He doesn't really have an option. He's forced long. It's towards Martins, who brings it down nicely, but the pass is cut out. And now Marseille looking to counter with Dolberg, the Dane. Dolberg still going. It's forced backwards. Hedegaard pinches the ball off him. That's absolutely fantastic. But the clearance is to nobody. But Mazes has picked it up. It's gone long towards Sabals. But the header away only as far as Martins, who does find Sabals, and Sabals rattles the ball into the net. It looks like it's going to be offside though. We're going to get another VAR decision. The linesman's flag hasn't gone up, and we have been awarded the goal. VAR working in our favour this time. It's a great play by Martins to pick up the loose ball. It's an early cross into the box. Sabals is all by himself and smashes it past the keeper. I believe it's going to be the right back who was keeping Sabals on there. Let's just have a look how close it was. It's not even close. It's not even close. And now we find ourselves level. Also, Genk have equalised against Braga, so it's as you were in the group. And we're coming up to the half-time whistle now. As you can see there, and obviously as you'd expect, Marseille have been the better team in the first half. We're going to tell the boys that we're really happy though to be away at a team like Marseille and be level at half-time, having scored a goal, is absolutely fantastic. Adamoli's not having the best of games so far though, and we've given the ball away on the halfway line, and that's not what we need to do because it's letting Marseille come forward, but it's a poor effort by Ramoun there. We've been let off the hook a little bit. Hedegaard's also not having the best of games in defence, but we are holding on quite nicely. In fact, we seem to be growing into the game. If you just have a look at the shots and the XG, we seem to be closing the gap a little bit, which is great. See if we can pinch a winner. That would be absolutely fantastic. We don't really have a lot of options on the bench. The squad registration and the homegrown status is really killing me in Europe. Meyer picks up the ball though, but it's a poor pass to Brignani, and now Dolberg is away. Casper Dolberg slots the ball past Caruso in goal there. It was a poor pass by Meyer, and now we found ourselves behind again, rather disappointingly. Meyer's dropped down to a 6.3 as a result of that poor pass. Marseille again though with a free kick. It's towards Ramirez. Somehow we've scrambled it off the line, but Ramirez was offside anyway. Let's look to make some changes. See if we can change things up here. Let's get Catronella on. We'll bring him on for Meyer. We're also going to swap Meyer and Sabals around. Catronella and Sabals around. Hedegaard has had a poor game. But we don't have the options really. We're going to bring off Mazes and we're going to bring Seri on. Do we bring Ntube on for Hedegaard? I think we do. Incidentally, we have agreed a deal to sell Ntube, so he will be leaving when, I believe he's going to Italy, when the Italian transfer window opens. Ntube is going to be leaving the club. He's unhappy. He's no longer first choice, so I shipped him out. And we've gone 3-1 down now. We've shipped him out, not massive amounts of money, but then due to our reputation and stuff like that, our players just aren't worth huge amounts of money anyway in terms of resale value. Disappointingly now we find ourselves 3-1 down. Genk are still holding on to the draw in Braga, or at home to Braga. I believe they're at home, which is great. It doesn't mean that we're out of it yet. The win for Marseille here doesn't mean that we're out of it. We're only 2 points behind them, and we've got to take them back to our place as well. Adamoli's having a shocker, but he's the only left back that we've actually got fit and not suspended. Let's not concede another one, boys. Rongier advancing forward down the right hand side. Brignani makes the challenge, but they still get the cross in. It's a Poor header away by Held. He's put it straight back into the box. This time we have got it away, but not too far, and they're still coming forward. Held's now got himself sent off, which we haven't been able to register our other right back for Europe. And it's just getting a little bit silly now. Do we have another substitution? We don't. We've still got Ravelli, let's not forget. We might just have to make this a back three and see if we can hold on for the final 10 minutes of the game. They do have this free kick though, and it's going to be Cengiz Under to take it, and he's scored, and we do find ourselves a 4-1 down. It's a great free kick from the edge of the area, and you know, disappointingly it's 4-1. We were in the game at half time, but the back line's had a shocker. Our goal difference is back down to 0 now, or -1, sorry, now that it's updated. Let's just not concede another one, and it looks like we have got another highlight. We force it back to the goalkeeper though, who's gone long. Can we win the header? Dolberg is pretty good in the air. Mariano, and now Dolberg. Dolberg out wide to Cengiz Under, and we fouled him. Have we given away a penalty? Adam Ollie. We've had a shocker defensively. VAR is going to give this as a penalty. It looked like it was inside the area to me, and indeed it was. Can Caruso stop us conceding the 5th? It's going to be Kasper Dolberg to take it. And Caruso should have stopped us conceding the 5th there, but somehow he's let the ball go underneath him. He really should have been saving that. All you had to do was stick your foot in the way, mate, instead of falling over. And now it's 5-1. Can we grab a goal though from the kickoff? Catronella, Saballs finds Catronella again, inside to Martins. Martins to Seri, back as far as Norito though, but we do knock the ball forward, but it's a poor pass and they've cut it out. But Norito picks up the pieces again. Now it's Eric Seri inside to Saballs, the effort from range, and he does get us a goal back. It's a great finish by Adrian Saballs, gets his 2nd of the game. It's disappointing to concede these 5 goals, considering that we've actually come to France and scored 2 ourselves. It's very disappointing, but it does keep the goal difference down a little bit, scoring that 2nd goal. I'm not sure how important goal difference is, but it does make that Genk and indeed the Braga game very, very important for us, especially the Genk one. Genk have got to come to San Marino. We've got to go to Portugal, and that could be the deciding game. Of course, we have got Marseille at our place in the next game. Held's banned, yeah. So we're going to be back in time for that Marseille game. I've got Kai Lungo and San Giovanni to play in between. So I'll catch up with you guys in just a minute for the second half of the episode. Right guys, welcome back to the second half of today's episode. Again, where we're going to be taking on Olympique Marseille in the Europa League group stage. Of course, we lost 5-2 to them away from home. Our odds are slightly shorter for the home game. Andre Villas-Boas, though, still thinks it's going to be a very, very easy game for Marseille. A couple of games since you last with us, both 4-0 wins. Goals shared around quite nicely. Martin's got himself a double in that one, and Tomasoni bagged a hat-trick against San Giovanni. Of course, in the league, played 7-1-7, 21 points, goal difference to 26. Nothing unusual there for us in San Marino. I believe I had a news item that said we're now 102 games unbeaten in San Marino. But today's opponents are Marseille. A slightly changed lineup due to suspensions and injuries. You can see we've got Hedegaard suspended, Yannis Held is suspended, so Ravelli is going to play at right back for us, and Toubé is also going to be getting a game in the centre of defence. Koopmaz is unhappy there that we stopped his move to Central Coast Mariners, but Brizzy and Benoit make up the rest of the back line. Midfield is Norito. These two need to be the other way round. Norito, Skerry and Mazes, with Saballs, Catronella and Martins as the front three. Looking for a better performance against Marseille here. Obviously, to keep our hopes in the group alive, it would be awesome if we could qualify for the knockout stages. Minimum, I'd like to finish third in the group. I'd like to finish third. If we finish third, we drop down to the Conference League, but we go straight into the knockout stages of the Conference League, which of course is the stage that we reached last season. So absolute bare minimum, I expect us to finish third in this group. Of course, the games against Genk and Braga are possibly going to be the deciding factor, but I would like us to qualify for the knockout stages of the Europa League, because that would just be even bigger in terms of reputation for us over the Conference League. But Marseille are on the attack early on now. Inside the first 10 minutes, they get the ball into the box. Apparently we've given away a penalty. Again, they're checking it. They're going to give it. Penalty awarded. Brizzi shoved Origi, apparently. Divock Origi, former Liverpool man. It's going to be Carrasco to take the penalty, and he's slotted it into the bottom corner. Yannick Carrasco, I'm surprised he's still playing in the year that we're in the game in 2026. He must be getting on a bit, Mr. Carrasco. He is now 33. I thought he was older than that. But that's not a good start, is it, really? To be behind so early on. And looking at that, we haven't even sold out the stadium, which is a rarity for us in Europe, especially against a team like Marseille. Maybe the fans are just, it's not the novelty of Europe anymore for Cosmos, because we're consistently performing quite well in Europe. Not as well as I'd like. Progress has been a little bit slow for me, but we're still progressing. We're still regularly appearing in Europe. This is our first time in the group stage of the Europa League, which again is progression. Hopefully we can get ourselves back into this game against Marseille, though. It's Carrasco again, the goal scorer, down the left hand side. He comes back, finds Origi. Now Carrasco again, gets the ball into the box towards Cengiz Under, and Marseille are now 2-0 up after 25 minutes, and this is rather disappointing so far. I was expecting better. Let's give the boys a shout. Under with the corner though, and it's nearly 3. They've headed it over the bar. This has not been the best performance so far. They do have another corner. They've gone near post again, but it's headed clear by Martins this time. But Cengiz Under will pick up the second ball inside to MARSEILLE. Comes back as far as Lirola, who's now advancing down the right hand side, looking to get the ball into the box. He's beat his man. He does get the ball in, and Carrasco's there at the far post again. And we find ourselves 3-0 down after half an hour, which is very disappointing. We were better than this away from home in the first half. We do have a kick-off highlight though. Can we get ourselves straight back into the game? It's the balls into Cooper Mazes, Norito, back to Ntube, to Brizzi. He's forced all the way back towards Caruso. He's been closed down by Origi there, and we've been forced into the mistake. We've given the ball straight to Under, and now it's Lirola advancing down the right hand side again, looking for his second assist of the game. He's gone back post towards Carrasco, and somehow it's gone in. Carrasco has got his hat-trick. The looping header there. Caruso really should be doing better than that, and this is just so disappointing. So disappointing. Luckily Braga are winning against Genk, which helps us out in terms of third place, but it does move Braga and Marseille further ahead of us in terms of qualification. Catronella with the header back to Benoit, inside towards Seri, finds Benoit again. Can we produce something ourselves? It's now Seri. He's got Norito with him. Norito inside to Cooper Mazes. Mazes to Ceballos. Ceballos from range. Ceballos with a screamer right in the top corner. He's done that a couple of times for us this season, has the Spaniard. And we have got a goal back. We just need another 3 now, boys. We need another 3. Ramon or into Guendouzi to Balderi. We're forced to keep a long, and Tube underneath it. As far as Mazes now, Norito, Seri. Can we get ourselves another goal back before half time? It's in Tube. He's given the ball away to Carrasco though. Carrasco advancing down the left hand side, and Tube out to meet him. Gets the ball into the box towards Divock Origi though, and we've conceded 5 before half time. And Tube with the mistake. poor pass it to just get rid of it, mate. If that's your option for a pass, just get rid of it. And we've conceded 5 goals in the first half. I'm going to shout at them. They've not been good. They've been defensively poor. We've had nothing going forward. Braga are winning, which isn't helping. Narito with the corner though. It finds it's towards Antuba, but it's headed away, and then now it's Ramon advancing forward to Rongier, Carrasco, Origi combine it well down the left hand side here on Marseille. Guendouzi, Rongier goes long towards Lirola, looking for a hat-trick of assists. He finds Origi in the box, and he does have a hat-trick of assists. No, I think it's going to be given offside. We're going to get a VAR decision. The Marseille players have got their arms down, which tells me that it's going to be disallowed. Yeah, correct, it is disallowed. Origi offside. Was it close? No, it wasn't even close. The linesman easily could have flagged that. We didn't need to waste time with VAR there. One of the stupid things about VAR. But Benoit now for Seri. Back to Benoit. Goes over the top towards Catronella. Catronella with the finish. And we're going to get another VAR decision. And it's going to be another one that's disallowed, I believe. No, it's actually awarded. It's actually awarded. Catronella with his second goal of the season there, and we've now made it 5-2, which is what the first game against Marseille finished as. Can we score another one? Can we at least give ourselves a chance in this game? Let's just not give the ball away in defence. And Toubé to Brizzi. He's forced back to Caruso. We're going to go long. We're going to lose the ball. We've actually won the header. Mazes to Martins, who has given the ball away. I'm ever the optimist, aren't I? Origi's going to be underneath this, but Brizzi actually wins the header. Now it's Catronella. He's got nothing in front of him though, so he comes back to Seri. Now Norito to Martins, who finds Catronella. He's through, and he's scored his second of the game, and it's now 5-3. Which can we do it? Can we get back into this? They're doing very, very well so far. Making a real go of getting back into it. It's just so disappointing to have conceded the 5 goals and put ourselves in this position. It's now Rongier, now Ramon to Carrasco, who's done all the damage to us. He finds Rongier again to Ramon. Let's not let them score another one, boys. Guendouzi in towards under, and they have scored another one. But I believe it's going to be disallowed for offside. We're going to get another silly VAR decision. He's probably a mile off, and the linesman just has to raise his arm, put his flag up. And it is disallowed for the second time for Marseille. He's probably a good 3 yards offside if we hazard a guess. It's actually a bit tighter than I thought it was, but it's just one of those things with VAR. It's so petty sometimes. When they first brought it in the 2018 World Cup, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. They did it really well in that World Cup, and then since then, when it's come to the Premier League, we've just destroyed it, and we're toenails offside or a hair follicle offside and stuff like that. It's just ruined the game for me. Under finds Origi. Origi puts it wide of the post. I'm just going to shout at them again. Let's try and just get a bit of encouragement going. Have they reacted well? Some of them have, some of them haven't. Ravelli's had a shocker. Of course, now third choice right back at the club. He has actually left. He's in on loan with us. Narito with the corner though, but it's towards nobody, and it's headed clear easily. Now Origi looking to get Dolberg away. Dolberg advancing down the left-hand side. He cuts back. He finds Origi again. Guendouzi into Cengiz Under. Mariscal, Guendouzi, Dolberg. Forward towards Origi, but it's well read by Ravelli, and he cuts it out, and Caruso just goes long but just gives the ball straight back to them with Gigo. And now Lirola, Cengiz Under, Lirola, Marseille building an attack down the right hand side here. It's Under again. Lirola, let's not concede another one. He's gone far post towards Origi. Origi really should be scoring from there. He's won his header, but he's put it wide of the post. Please, we have a free kick on the edge of the area now, which is going to be taken by Saballs. Surely that went in. Come on. Unlucky. That was unlucky. And Toubé now to Caruso, who's given the ball away to Lamina, and now Guendouzi. Lirola, Senghis under, which we just keep giving the ball away coming out of defence. Lirola looking to get the ball into the box. He does get it in. It's towards Kasper Dolberg, and Dolberg has scored this time to make it 6-3 to Marseille. We've conceded 11 goals in 2 games against Marseille. Braga are still winning. I'd like that to be a draw, really. Beraldi nearly gets on the end of that one. I've just seen a red rating in defence. I think it's in Tube, but you know, with suspensions and such, we don't really have a replacement for Tube. He's leaving anyway. He's not really impressed me since we signed him at the start of last season. Did Guendouzi foul him there? Ceballos is through. He's put it wide of the post. Is the referee going to bring that back for a yellow card? He's not. That could have been Guendouzi off if Guendouzi was the one who committed the foul. Are Genk going to get themselves back into the game? We'll find out at the end just how close it was. It would be nice if that was a draw though, because as it stands, it's going to be very difficult for us to progress to the knockout stages. I've annoyed all my players there as well. It was 2-0 to Braga. We're 4 points behind Braga now. So ideally we need a win against them. We need to beat Genk, but then we need to go to Portugal and pick up a result. That's going to be the end of today's episode though. Next episode is going to be Genk and then Braga. There's a few games obviously in between. But as always guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy what you've seen, please hit that thumbs button. It helps me out massively. I've been Dean. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.